Yes, people, we are live now, direct. As you see, Tottenham have went out of the cup, the Champions League, the one that was claimed to be claimed. I've got a special video for you guys as well, and you know where it's coming. As you can see, anyone that's here, Deji, Jordz, Little Dan, Callum, all here, and obviously joined on his first time on the show, Savva as well. Link down in the description below if you want to check his channel out. Love for all you guys here. There's a lot of likes already. I know you lot are coming for some absolute blood. Let me say a few things before we talk about the game, right? Big up Oliver Skip. I've been raving about this guy for a minute. I think he held his own against Tonali, one of the best talents out there at the moment. He held it down nice. Højbjerg had a good game. But let me tell you for free, this is why I have questions over Harry Kane. Harry Kane should be able to get that team over the line against a team like that. That game was atrocious. I have to have questions over even some of the AC Milan players. Everyone will be here in a sec, but Savva will get his first speech here. He was on time. He's here to go, and big up that, because it's not easy to come on when your team loses and rant a lot of stuff. Cristian Romero. Cristian Romero or Romero. Let me tell you for free, even as a rival fan, he is a horrible, horrible player. Your team, 10, 15, I think 16 minutes were left. What do you go and do? You go and do that. You go and make a stupid challenge when your team needs you. You're defending well. Giroud is quiet. You're keeping, what's his name, on the left-hand side, one of the most brightest talents in world football right now, Rafael Leao. Quiet. What is wrong with you, man? You let your team down, you let your fans down, and you're supposed to be called a Rolls Royce? It doesn't make any sense in any shape, way, or form for me. Do you understand? If that was my defender, I'd be absolutely fuming. This is a game where I thought Tottenham can get this one over the line. And Antonio Conte, no more like Antonio Conte. The fans don't even want him. He's an absolute disgrace to the club. I don't care how small or big you think Tottenham is. You should be getting that one over the line. Can't get past to a quarterfinals. Never has got past quarterfinals. Deji and Jordz, Dan and Callum will be here in a second. But I want you guys to like the video, because tell me if you can hear this. You should be able to hear this. This is what Deji had to say. You could potentially get an easy route to the final.
Bruv, I can see.
You're not going to win it, so what's it matter?
Let me give you the run-in live on this show. It's an exclusive tonight on Never a Foul. Tottenham running to the final. Beat AC Milan.
Get Chelsea.
Get Dortmund next.
Dead
Get Benfica. Inter Milan final. There you go.
Oh, no! So Real Madrid have been knocked out before the final.
The Inter Milan will bury you.
Those three teams.
So there you go.
Get those three teams.
Deji is claiming that he's going to go to the Champions League final and he thinks he can win it. There's so many clips of it. I do wonder what he has to say for himself. But anyways, I feel like I've had enough times to talk on the game. Look, we could talk about PSG as well and Bayern Munich a little bit later. But that don't matter. They're out. Verratti, one of the best centre mids in the world, got absolutely caned not once, but twice, and let the team down too. But it's about Spurs. Spurs reaction. Savva, man, how do you feel, my guy? Welcome to Never a Foul. It's a bit vibey.
No, listen, thanks for having me. Listen, I just want to put it out there for all your followers that haven't seen me before. Don't worry, you're not about to get some sort of ridiculous defence of what is an awfully run football club and an absolute dinosaur of a manager. Listen, I said when this guy came in, right, Kaz, I said this when he came in 18 months ago. This is not the right guy. This is not the right guy for our club. His football is shocking. The fans won't like it. He's got one trick, and that trick is 3-4-3. He's got nothing to mix it up with. And listen, that's embarrassing. Look, this isn't. If I'm sitting here 5-10 years ago talking about Milan, I'm talking about one of the world's best, right?
Yeah,
I grew up with the Maldini Milans and the Van Bastens and the Rijkaards and the Hullets. I'm watching a good Milan team, right? Let's not knock them. They work hard. They're a good team, but Jesus Christ, it's so to watch, mate. I've never been a fan of Conte. I put this all on his door, and that's now 3 games in a row. Knocked out of 2 competitions, not being able to score. I'm hoping I wake up tomorrow to news that he's walked. I can't lie. I can't lie. I'm at the stage where I don't care who comes in.
Yeah, of course.
just a manager that wants to play football. This sit back and try and counter-attack negative dinosaur of a manager is just not for me. I speak for me as no one else. Not for me.
Fair enough, man. And obviously, the man of the hour, people have been waiting. They are coming for your neck, Deji. Deji, we played the video earlier that you got clipped up on last week, by the way, on Saturday. Do you remember what you said? I could remind you. I'll send you the clip. I think most people in here know. You said that why can you not go and win the Champions League? Oh.
My guys have it there, big up to you. The thing is that I think Conte sabotaged us, man. And I'm so pissed at the board because you could kind of see it coming. When you don't perform in a North London derby, there is a problem, because even shitter Spurs teams at least managed to kind of raise the energy, bring the game in a North London derby. And tonight, I can't believe that was the opportunity to get into the last 8 of the Champions League. We huffed and puffed. That felt like a game against Bournemouth. There was no energy. There was no enthusiasm. I think we had, 1 or 2 chances on goal. It was poor. And, I put out something earlier and I said, Conte needed to go for broke. He needed to bring all the guns out to show us that we had nothing to lose. There's no point playing safe in the second leg when you're 1-0 down. That's just dumb. But Conte went with his usual stupid 5 at the back system, and we limped. We didn't even try. So for me, I'm not angry at the players, but I'm angry at the board. I'm angry at Conte, and I agree with my brother here. Conte needs to go. If Conte is in charge of Spurs at the weekend, then I renounce my membership. I'm going to rip up my shirt. I would have nothing to do with this club anymore.
So what you're saying, Deji?
You're an absolute disgrace. You're cheap.
What you say?
Nah, do you know what it is? I just feel like, no, do you know what it is? When there is a nonsense,
You need to be clearer.
stand.
You need to be clearer. What are you saying?
What I'm saying is, we the fans have to make a stand. Conte out, or we remove our membership. That's it. It's as simple as. I'm done with it.
Man.
I'm done.
That was brilliant.
Hey, Deji, I swear on my life, you are a legend in this game, but you have to hold that one. I can't lie. When you're making Champions League claim talks, getting giddy and everything, I hear you. He has to go. I have to agree.
You know what it is, bro?
Go
I
ahead.
hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
If Tottenham's team was poor, I would accept it. But that team was good enough to beat AC Milan. But again, we deployed the wrong system. And in the wrong system, we lost. So I hear what you're saying, but I don't think it was that far-fetched to at least expect Spurs to get to the last day. And we couldn't do that. And that, for me, is unforgivable.
So your whole season is pretty much done in 3 days.
It's over.
By the way, guys who are in here, make sure you smash the like button. It's not easy to come on when your team loses, especially when you get knocked out of the Champions League. Obviously, big up Callum in the building and Jordz as well. We got the guy, look, we got 2 Mr. Do-Rags. One's got one on, the other doesn't today. He had to take it off. He's getting serious. Jordz, what we saying, man? It was only yesterday where you was calling me. But I'm not here to call you. I'm here to be a host. I was actually giving props saying Cristian Romero's a disgrace for what he did. He let the team down. I was bigging up Ollie Skip. He had a great game. He controlled the game in such a manner as well, in such a game where you needed it. Højbjerg, hold his head high kind of situation. But your front 3 were horrible. Kane, again, man, don't pull through. Obviously, why I say Kane, big games, big players. He needs to show why he should still be at this club, and clearly not, man. It's all that motion again. It's the same cycles over and over again. Oh, yeah, your mic muted. Callum, you here?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear Cal. I can't hear Jordz. I think your mic muted. Anyway, same question to you, Callum, then.
Sorry, what was the question again, bro?
No, I'm just saying, like, your team was just disgraceful today in terms of the big players should be turning up. And then when you got Cristian Romero doing what he did, when you got 60 minutes in total, by the way, left of the game, what are you doing?
Bro, I'll be honest, yeah, I didn't expect nothing from today. Like, I know Spurs fans want to do the positive thing, like, oh, you know, Champions League is one game. Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
But bro, I didn't expect nothing from today, and I was still let down. Like, I can't even give you like tactical insight because if I'm being honest, I was in and out of sleep the whole game. Boring, bro. There wasn't nothing going on. Like, I miss the days where I used to watch Spurs and never look at my phone. Now I find myself like scrolling through Twitter all game. Bro, I'll be checking my emails. I'll be even trying to reply to like spam emails. You know them emails you get like, oh, win $3,000. Bro, I'll be like looking at them properly because there's nothing going on, bro. Like, we're at home and we're letting AC just pass the ball around as if we was 1-0 up in the tie.
I hear
And then
it.
Romero, bro, don't even get me started on Romero, man.
No, we
Most
want to get started
overrated
on
player,
Romero.
bro.
Let's get started on Romero.
And you Spurs boys, you probably won't even like this, but the guy's overrated. Yeah, he's the best of a bad bunch, and I think paired next to a decent centre back, he would look better. But
I agree.
he's too rash, bro. He's way too rash. Like, I see Spurs fans tweeting a few months ago, he's the best centre back we've had since Ledley King, as if Jan and Tomby didn't exist. Like, bruv, it's time and time again. Man lets us down. He's diving in all over the place. I tweeted after his first yellow, he's getting sent off today.
I love to hear it, man. It's music to my ears personally. Because I'm just saying, it's not even just your game. Even the PSG game was shit. That's why I said the Europa League has more quality than the Champions League this year. Stand up! You're supposed to be in the UCL. But, Jordz, sorry, I think, is your mic working now?
Yeah, I think so. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Jordz, what are you saying, man? The guy who's always got chest, Mr. Shameless, Mr. Ways, where the point, you know, your team got washed back out of the UCL, you know what I'm saying? I ain't
Bro,
riding
wash
away
my
today.
waves off today as well, man. I ain't got nothing. That's how the do-rags off, like, shit. No, I'll be so real, like Callum said, I miss the days when I actually used to watch Tottenham. I was watching this game and I was literally thinking, I tweeted at halftime, I was like, this has 0-0 written all over it. And I was just waiting for the game to end. I was just waiting to do this shit and just be like, yeah, look, Tottenham are out. The season's over. The season's over. Like, there's nothing to look forward to. I could give a fuck about a top 4 race. You think I want to finish top 4 knowing that there's nothing to look forward to? To go through this same shit every single year. Like, I'm generally just tired of this. The game, the performance, there was nothing, no positives for me. No positives. I hear about some of these players that look good, Skip, Højbjerg, but still, it's just not enough. You can look good in a shit team because look, that's how bad we are right now.
Yeah.
Conte, like I've defended this guy time and time again and say it's not his fault. But it's a joke. Like, how am I bringing on Davinson Sanchez with 10 minutes to go in a Champions League knockout stage? Like, it makes sense as to why this fool has never gone to a Champions League final in his life. There's just no backbone, no spine. Harry Kane is a fucking joke as well, man. Get him out of my club this year. Get him out of my club this week. I don't care. I'll be so real. I don't care. I expect for my best players to turn up in these games. I expect them to do something. Literally do something. Pick it up from the halfway line, drag the ball, however many times you need to do, and take a 30-yard shot. I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing from him, nothing from Son, nothing from no one in that team. And they're all.
By the way, guys, feel free to jump in whenever you want. This ain't some.
I was going to say,
really
what do you think is the system? Because I wouldn't want to blame Kane. I hear what you're saying, and I totally agree with you, my bro. But I just
Deji,
feel like
we can keep going back to the system, yeah? But at the end of the day, these are all football players. They all play on that pitch. If you're a player on that pitch and you realize that, look, this isn't working, we've got 30 minutes, do or die, make something happen, you move away from that system and you take the game into your own hands. That's what the best players do. Harry Kane hasn't done it. Son hasn't done it. Kulu never done it. No one done it today. And that's what we miss. We miss someone with real guts, with someone that's who's going to come and pick the game from the scruff of the, take the game by the scruff of the neck and make something happen. We missed that massively today, and time again, Tottenham have bottled it. We've bottled it against AC Milan, the worst AC Milan side that we've seen in the past 15 years. We should have walked through this tie. We should have cakewalked this tie, and we lost. It's just an absolute joke. Like, there's no excuses for this team. There really isn't.
But for me, I feel like
no Levy outs today. No Enoch out.
Levy needs to come out.
That's every week, bro. That's every week.
Okay, he's coming back to that.
Look, I agree with my brothers, Callum and Jordz and everyone on the panel. For me, I just feel like in our quest, for me, the greatest time for me personally was under Poch. And I know people say, oh, Deji, don't bring back Poch, rare, this and that. But the greatest football we've played has been under Pochettino, and Tottenham made a
What did we win?
Goal. And I personally would love to have Poch back because he's the only one that can work within a rigid system. But in our quest to win silverware, no matter how Mickey Mouse, we've turned and sold our soul to the devil. What happened to the days when we said, you know what, we are going to play the Tottenham way? Because under Mourinho and under Conte, that's not Tottenham football. And we knew that this was going to happen.
That's Tottenham football.
What did we win though? What did we win though?
Hang on. I knew Dan was going to pipe up with this. Listen.
What did we win though?
Oh.
Listen, Dan, what you've got to understand is, right, Tottenham at the moment, I don't know if you all agree with me. I've had my years of saying, we've got to win something, right? I'm now on the next layer down and I'm much calmer than I used to be because this is the same thing every year. I'm now in the space where I'm like, forget winning something.
So just spin that. No trophies. Nothing. No ambition.
Dan, I know what you're doing here. You're doing the same thing you always do. Let's have a look at some context, right? If you let me finish my sentence, you'll hit some context. Spurs are not a club at the moment that are anywhere near winning trophies. Nowhere near it. No one can even argue that with me because we've just gone out in what, the third or fourth round of the League Cup to Nottingham Forest B team. Sheffield United's B team have beaten us in what, the fifth round or whatever round that was. And AC Milan have knocked us out in the Champions League where we had a very easy run. Right? Deji. So for me, the point is this. If we are not going to win things, which we are clearly not, right? Most fans at least want to watch something that they can enjoy watching their team at the weekend. Antonio Conte at the moment is giving us neither of those things. We're nowhere near winning because this guy is not the winner everyone says he is. And the football is the worst I think I've seen it for 20 years. It is absolutely shocking. And I know what people are saying.
Let me go on now.
Let me finish my rant, dude. Sorry, I've got to, because I get so frustrated. All I ever hear is who's going to come in and win with these players if Conte can't. For me, it isn't even that at the moment. No one's going to win with this lot. But bring in a manager that's got some oomph. Bring in a manager that's forward-thinking. Some new modern ways of playing football. Because this guy goes 3-4-3 every single game. No matter whether we're playing against a 37-year-old Billy Sharp for Sheffield United as a one-man striker, we play 3 centre-backs. And then look at tonight. 10 minutes to go, 8 minutes to go, you're bringing on Davinson Sanchez and taking off Kulu when you're 7 or 8 minutes of going out of the Champions League. This guy is a dinosaur.
Okay, let me go on now. So apparently the 3-4-3 doesn't win cups. He's not a winner, but he's won everywhere he's gone, just not at Tottenham. But that means he's not a winner. Jose Mourinho, he won everywhere he's gone.
Yep.
He comes to Tottenham, he doesn't win.
You know, you kind of sound like a young Andrew Tate with the accent, innit? Because it's the way you say Tottenham, like the way you kind of says, innit?
They won at big clubs, Dan. They don't win at Tottenham.
Look at him smiling.
Let's get something straight here. Look, there is a common denominator here. It's these players. Let's not take it away from it. Poch never won because of these players. Jose never won because of these players. Conte never won because of these players. It's these same
Pochettino lost to Colchester in the FA Cup.
These same players that have continuously let us down. I'm not being funny. You can't expect much from these managers or from these coaches to perform and to get results when you've got Dyer at the back, Davies at the back, Davinson Sanchez still around this team. You've got all these lackluster, poor players that wouldn't even make it at Nottingham Forest. They would not be starting for these relegation sides, yet they're starting for a team that's challenging for top 4, playing Champions League football. It's just not good enough. We're not going to get anywhere. You can bring in whatever manager you want, but we're not going to do anything with these players.
What about going the other way?
But the thing is, 2 things can be true at once, though. Like 2 things can be true at once. I feel like with Spurs fans, it's always if someone goes on about well, the squad's not good enough, people are like, well, Conte's not making the most of the squad, and both can be true. Both can be true. It's not.
So neither did Mourinho.
Just blame the manager or just blame the players. Bro, the
Neither
squad's
did
not good
Mourinho.
enough. Conte hasn't helped himself. Mourinho didn't help himself. And
Agreed.
ultimately, the problems are
But
higher
the thing
up.
is, Callum, the only reason I don't hear that is because we saw Conte get the best out of the squad towards the end of last season. We saw him do
For how
very
many
good with
games,
this
though,
squad.
bro? For how many
No,
games?
but it was for about a 20-game period, a good 20-game period where the team looked a lot better. Everyone looked better. Everyone was talking about how Dyer was revitalized, how Lloris has had his best years. It's something that happens that, I'm not being funny, these players look good because the new manager bounced. The new manager come in, the players
exactly.
got a
It's the
bit
new
hyped up,
manager
and they
bounce,
look
bro. It
good.
don't last.
Let me.
Yes,
I'll tell you what's going to happen if
Let me
we appoint
interject.
Pochettino.
Let me interject quick. Let me interject quickly before I do that. Big up for the super chat from James Adam. Looks like he's an Arsenal fan. He says, "What's the point of Tottenham? They never do anything." Hey, boy, he's just trying to rattle you guys up. Look, by the way, if anyone is actually interested in Dan's channel, Savva's channel, please check the description below. And you can even see their socials in their boxes, as you can see. So make sure you follow those guys and check them out. Dan's nearly on 1K. Savva's on the way to 4K. So yeah, man, definitely good guys as well in the YouTube game. But yeah, as I was saying, sorry, Dan. I think I interrupted you with the Andrew Tate accent kind of thing. But yeah, speak your shit, man. My bad. I apologize.
Listen, well, here's the thing, though. Neither did Jose Mourinho get the best out of these players. Neither did Nuno get the best out of these players. And somehow, you're thinking that Pochettino got the best out of these players, but what did we win? We didn't win anything. So at the end of the day, yeah, you're enjoying the football, but we didn't win anything, so he didn't accomplish anything. So it equals the same thing that every other manager at this football club has gone in and done.
No, sorry.
Oh, that's such a narrow-minded way of thinking. bro.
It does.
Such a narrow-minded way of
If
thinking.
you enjoy a certain type of football
You've been brainwashed.
to the
man.
other,
What's
if
this?
you no, it's not brainwashed. It's not brainwashed.
Of course it
It's
is.
a fact.
Narrow-minded is what it is.
What did you say Dan's on in terms of subscribers?
He's nearly on 1K.
You want to get to 1K?
Listen, if I get to 1K, then fine. But I'm gonna say
No,
my
look,
opinion.
on a
because
level,
the amount of
Dan, 'cause
subscribers I have doesn't matter in my opinion on manager.
I don't want to do something or say something that's just gonna get us on the wrong thing. Because I like you and I think you got a lot of potential. The truth of the matter is, before Pochettino came, we were like top 8, top 10. Yeah, we became top 4, regular top 4 team.
Well, did we
Don't
win,
come
though?
here and say we didn't do anything. Tottenham we improved and we started getting Champions League football, something we weren't doing before. So there was an improvement. We also got to a final without having spent any money for 18 months. Getting to a final and in the Champions League is no mean feat. So let's just put some respect on the achievements when we were under Poch. What happened was, using your narrative, we disregarded all the good work that happened under Pochettino and we went for broke, and going for broke didn't work. Mourinho didn't work. Conte ain't working. So we need to go back.
What's your argument, then, Dan?
Didn't work.
What's your argument, then, Dan? Before
We haven't backed any manager, and I think everybody in this panel agrees. I don't know if somebody disagrees that the main problem is the board. Correct?
We all agree that. But
wait, 1 second. Let him talk. He's got a young head on his shoulders at the moment. So
for me, I think that it's a lazy argument that just because he's not going to get backed, we should just sack him. Because at the end of the day, everybody in this panel knows that if Antonio Conte gets backed, we're winning something.
No, we don't.
But everybody,
not going to get
of course,
back.
we know that
Dan,
because at every
Dan,
club
Dan,
he's gone
what's the point in
to,
having
at
Dan,
every
what is
club
your
he's gone to,
point,
we've
though,
won
Dan?
something.
Because at the end of the day, you said the owners are the problem, and we all recognize that. But the owners aren't going to back Conte. They're not going to back any
So
manager. that
protest
comes
against
in.
the owners and stop putting all the blame.
The owners aren't going anywhere, though.
Game.
They're not
We're
going
here to
anywhere.
talk about the
We don't
team.
protest.
We all agree about
Guys,
the
can I
owners.
say
The
something to the
protest aren't
owners?
going to change nothing.
Can I say something to the owners, right? Listen. Okay, hear me out, right? I am 40 years of age, okay? I have been Enoch. So I've seen Spurs win European trophies. I've seen Spurs win FA Cups. I've seen Spurs win League Cups. I've seen Spurs have players like Glenn Hoddle, Chris Waddle, Gascoigne, Ginola, right? I've seen the best players play here and trophies being won. Let me tell you something, right? First and foremost, any fan who tells me they don't want to watch proper football over what we're watching now, I'm sorry, has no idea of the history of this football club. First of all,
Bullshit.
No, it's not bullshit, Dan. Because
listen, that's a narrative. That's a narrative. There's no wrong way to play football.
Okay, Dan, hang on. But this is there isn't a wrong way to play football. But if you're not, let me get back to my point a second. But if you're not winning trophies and playing football, then there's no reason for both of those things to be happening, right? My point is this, okay? I have wanted these owners out since 2007, right? I've wanted these owners out since 2007, since they sacked Martin Jol at half-time of a game. We all remember that, right?
Yeah.
Now, all I hear from people is like the comment we just got there, which is protest against the owners, protest against the owners. Guys, I'm not preaching to you lot. You know this, right? We're all adults, right? This is not Football Manager, right? Our football club is not worth 200, 300 million. If we go and protest, if 1,000 people protest, Daniel Levy and Joe Lewis, or Joe Lewis who owns us, and Daniel Levy who's the CEO, are going to look at that. Right? What do you want us to do? They set out 22 years ago to build a business empire, a global sporting empire. They have built that. Then on top of that, they have set out to get endorsement deal after endorsement deal to bring the NFL, to bring concerts, to bring go-karting, to bring Formula, whatever it is, right? They've set out to build that, and they have. Now, I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying that's right, but that's what they've done. So what makes any level-headed person think that a business that is worth £4.5 billion, right, will see 1,000 people standing outside the stadium and go, yeah, I'll tell you what, we'll sell it for $2 billion. Never in a million years. They have set a price, whether that's 4.5, 5.5 billion. And I know you don't want to hear this, Dan. And I know the people that you regularly stream with just keep saying protest. But as I keep saying, what does that achieve?
You know what?
He's putting pressure on the board. We've seen Manchester United. Manchester United fans, I think Manchester United is worth more than Tottenham.
Wait, one second, Jordz.
Why not?
Let him finish.
I'll tell you this though. The reason I'm not going to compare us to Manchester United is because we don't have the same standards for our football club as Manchester United fans do. We're literally sitting here and going, "Oh yeah, we just had a manager come to our football club."
Let's finish it.
No, because
we have just had a conversation.
When you're trying to compare Man United sale to Tottenham sale, Man United are one of the biggest clubs in world football. If they go up for sale, they're gonna have loads of people wanting to buy them, regardless of the price.
As we currently speak.
They're gonna have a lot of people willing to pay whatever the price is.
We have a stadium that by itself is worse.
Dan, let's get something straight. When Tottenham go up for sale, they aren't gonna have 5, 6, 7 suitors willing to pay the price.
I think
we're gonna have 2 or 3
Man United
people.
fans
you know what, Jordz?
Let me said this. Now they have Qatari owners coming in for them.
No, it's not just Qatari, by the way. I can tell you
Exactly.
more. As you can see, there's a Man United on my wall.
They have multiple bids in. Tottenham are literally.
Let me put this straight.
Overvaluing ourselves.
Jordz, I don't think
we're not worth the price that Daniel Levy's charging, and that's what you're not getting.
Jordz, one sec. Hold up. I think you're downplaying Tottenham a little bit, and even I'm gonna put my my football head on. Tottenham have one of the greatest, if not the greatest modern stadiums in world football right now. I think you got good structure and business behind them to run itself currently, but not probably at an extent that you guys want, right? You got all these features coming in where you can use the ground for whatever it may be. You're also in London. You're in a prime location where you can build extra stuff as well. Like, it's not like Tottenham's it's not known as the greatest area in the world, but there's potential. You got direct links to central London. You got direct links going to Euston to go out. I think Tottenham is probably a favourable club if someone wants to build something. Just like Manchester City many years ago, they were on the other side of Manchester. There was a lot of room to build around and build up something for the community. I think Tottenham's actually a lot more prestigious as a possible future business than you guys actually think. I think you would actually have a lot of bids that would come in.
There's not much more room for growth. They've literally
you just need investment in the team.
To here, Tottenham can't go much further up business-wise. We've done so much already.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, Deji, I will call you out on something, Deji.
Let me ask you a question, right? This is the thing, and this is the key thing. As I keep saying to everyone, right? If I truly believe, and this is somebody that has wanted these owners out for 15, 16 years now, right? If I truly believed protesting would work, I would go, right? The problem is this. This isn't Monopoly. This isn't Football Manager, right? First of all, right, okay, but right, stop with I hear the same throw. I hear the same throwaway.
You just did that.
Let me explain to you why we're different to Man United, right? First and
we
foremost,
don't have the same standards.
Dan, let me explain to you. You're doing that thing you do. It's the same thing. Let me explain to you why we're different to Man United, right? Tottenham has been built with this sole purpose of what we are now, which is a global sports business. They built it with that in mind. Yep. They have built what they set out to build. Yep. Man United is purely a football club, right? So when all the Man United fans are grouped together, they're all on the same page because they have seen past glories and they want to win at football. The Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is the biggest cash cow in the world for sports entertainment. Why? This is what no one can answer. Sorry, I'm really passionate about this. This is what no one can answer me, right? One, the owners are not going to sell until they want to sell. That is why we are worth £4.5 billion. They will sell when they want to sell, not when 1,000 people chanting Levy out want them to sell. They don't care. They don't care about our feelings. Two, right? Why would they sell a stadium and a football club that is going to print them cash for year after year after year, and that they will sell when they want to? Why? I don't understand why. I'm asking you, Dan, now, right?
Okay, you want me to answer now?
Let me ask you a question, right? So Spurs go and do what Man United did, right? You think Daniel Levy's going to turn around and go, oh my God, they hate what I've done. Oh my God, this is about football. Let me give the club back to the fans. I'll sell it cheap. Do you believe that?
It doesn't have to be cheap. But somebody will come in and see, oh shoot, the fans aren't happy. If I put an offer, maybe I will get it accepted. We've already got a few offers.
The fans aren't happy, Dan.
I don't even
Let's get away from
That's
the
exactly
ownership.
the same thing that Man
Let's get
United
away-
was saying a few days ago.
Let's get away from the ownership stuff. Deji, I'm gonna have to call you out on
I'm
something
lost.
that you said on Never a Failure. You said the League Cup and the FA Cup are not bothersome trophies for your club at this current time or moment. You wanted just Premier League, Champions League. Things have changed. Right now, are you currently sitting there thinking it's the same thing, or thinking League and FA Cup sound just a little bit juicy right now? Because you've got blood on your hands, my guy.
No, I hear what you're saying, and I know where you're. It's easy to say that, innit, after what happened tonight. The truth of the matter is, that's my stance, and that's my truth. I don't believe in the Carabao Cup, and I don't believe in the FA Cup, and I'll tell you why. I think first and foremost, things have moved on. Whether you like it or not, football's about money, and FA Cup and Carabao Cup ain't bringing the sort of money that the game wants and the game needs. And for me, part of the reason why I got beef with those trophies is because people like Dan and his bedrins actually said they would rather win a Carabao or an FA Cup because it's a trophy at the expense of our football, at the expense of riding high, always being a regular top four to where we are now. And then people are getting mad, and now people are suggesting that we should go and protest. None of that crap. The truth of the matter is Jordz is 100% right and Savva's right. Tottenham have reached the limit. Tottenham is the only club that is trying to use a business model to fund the team. And in the day and age that we're in now, the Premier League is the billionaires' playground. If you ain't ready to throw some dervs on your team, nothing of one. There's nothing you can do. So we need a billionaire, a Tom Bowley that can offer 400 grand a week for a player, 300 grand a week, spend 120 on one player, 200 on one player. That's what it means to be a top six side. You can't. How can Saka be on more money than Kane? What has he done? And he's on more money than Kane. So those are the levels. Yeah, those are the levels that we got to understand. And if we ain't ready to put our mouth where our money is, then we cannot go any further than where we are. I don't want to hear about protesting. What Tottenham need now is money, real investment. And if we're not ready to invest, don't bother with their managers. Go and get a Graham Potter. Go and get someone who can work with nothing and build and sort our academy. That's all I want, one or the other.
I agree.
Okay, wait, but the problem, I think all of us can agree, the problem isn't how much we spend, it's what we spend it on.
Correct.
In the last 9 years, we have signed one centre-back. And that is the clearest thing that is the problem on the pitch. So what I think is that we don't need investment.
That's not true.
That's
Dan.
true.
Well,
How is that not?
I mean, you mean
Gavin
That's
permanently
alone.
Sanchez,
That's alone. We've signed one
Joe
centre-back in the
Rogan.
last
Sanchez
9
came a
years.
while ago, to be fair.
That's not true. I can name you
No,
three
that's not
centre
true.
backs
That's
on the
not
top of my head. That's obviously not
Normally
true.
it's alone.
Let's get back to the game though. Let's
We
talk
signed
about
Romero a few years
tonight.
ago. We
Even
signed
let's
Kai.
talk-
Kevin Vimmer, like,
Let's talk about tonight's
was
game
less
though.
than
Like, we
9
can
years
always
ago.
talk about the owners. We can always
Romero's
do that when we
on-
lose and never. Callum, talk to me about tonight, man. Is there anything you can even take a positive to your next game? Who is your next game, by the way?
I don't even know. And I know you're trying to
One
move
of
on, but I
Forest.
just got to
One of
add my
Forest
2
behind.
Of
pence.
course you can.
And bro, I echo everything that Savva said. Like, And you know what? It's refreshing to have a Spurs fan on that talk sense for once, bro. The amount of clips I
Yeah,
see of
Jordz.
man just waffling about, we're gonna win the Champions League. I know Deji, I seen that clip, bro. I don't know what that was about. We're gonna win the Champions League. I don't know if man's looking
Should I
for
play
views
again for
or
the guys?
You know how much smoke
Nah,
I
I
got
don't wanna
for
see it.
Deji?
I don't wanna
Every week they're telling me, go talk to Deji. All of
but
this.
yeah, it's nice to listen to a Tottenham fan that actually talks sense about the direction of the club. And I agree. Like, there's no point in protesting. Levy's got so many business ventures surrounded by Tottenham, unrelated to football,
Exactly.
F1, concerts, and all of that. He's got no reason to sell up now. And a couple fans chanting Levy out banners, and that's not going to change nothing. So
Exactly.
with me personally, I'm not even getting sucked into the next manager talk because no matter who comes in, I don't see us winning anything. I agree. I just want to watch entertaining football at this point.
Yep.
Spending 2 hours on my Saturday or Sunday, I don't want to be sat there bored, feeling like it's a chore to watch
Do
my
you
club
reckon
play
Conte
football,
tried
bro.
to get himself
Hey,
sacked today?
watch
Do
back.
you reckon
I'm
he tried
sorry,
to get himself sacked today? Because pointing at Davis and Sanchez on in a minute for Kulusevski.
Nah,
is
he-
ridiculous.
Okay,
He's
but
always just crap.
let me say
Hello,
why
did
he
you
brought
have
on Davis and
watched that,
Sanchez.
Deji?
Romero had just been sent off. So we're going to play with one centre back. Like, I get we have
Yeah.
to go for the game,
Looking
but
for
at
a
the same
goal,
time, we're not
looking
just
for
going
a
to play
goal.
with one
I'd
centre back.
rather lose 2-0 trying
Yeah.
to get that second goal
Go for the
when there's
game.
5 minutes left.
And
Like,
that's
what's the point
stupid.
of bringing Sanchez on?
How is
That's
that stupid?
the logic
Even with
doesn't add up.
Sanchez on,
He
look
made
how
a
many
nice
chances
little
we
bounce.
gave up.
Dan,
So
I'm
we'll
not being
score-
funny. Wait, Dan, I'm not being funny. If we're that desperate, there's 5 minutes left. If we really wanted to go for the game, he would have said, Højbjerg, you know what, you sit back, you do the centre back job,
Yes.
and
yeah.
we'll see it out till 90 minutes. Let's go get that first
That I
goal,
hear.
push into extra time, and we have 5 subs. In extra time, we could have brought the centre back on and then shored up the defense to balance it out. But let's be honest here. That's just poor game management. And Conte's shown it game in, game out. Dan, I'm not a Conte outer. I defend what you say with Conte, and I still support Conte. But at the end of the day, his in-game management is poor. You have to reflect and look at that and say it's absolutely disgusting. There's no excuse.
You know
for
what is
that.
with Dan as well, yeah? I can hear it. Remember, we all got to remember he's 14 years old. And you're 14, right, Dan, or 15?
Yeah, but at the end, yeah.
No,
I am
I'm not
14.
trying to be
At the end of the day, I'm coming-
patronizing. You are ambitious as
Yeah.
a young guy, and you all want to be the best, and you want to win trophies. You want to gloat to your friends. He wants the best in it, and maybe the club. And of course, it's a bit harder at that age sometimes. Not saying Dan in particular, because he sounds like a smart lad. To be fair, obviously he wants the best for his club, just like everybody wants the best for his club, and he can't really see the way you guys might see it. Of course, yes, he hangs around or talks to guys that people don't agree with and everything, and especially one of them who's actually a top-notch prick. But other than that, like, you know, he just wants to be the best, and he wants to strive to be the best, and doing that is going to be a thing where.
Because I back
But-
that.
But is that a bad thing, though?
But Dan, of course you want the owners to
Not
go, but
realistic, bro.
sometimes,
Your views aren't realistic, bro.
sometimes when my club loses, a lot of our fans want to go blame the Glazers straight away. Sometimes you can just actually go, like yesterday. No, we held 7 fucking goals against our biggest rivals.
Yeah, I hear that.
Some
I
fan
hear
wanted to
that.
go straight to the Glazers, but no, bro. The manager has to hold some smoke.
Yeah.
The squad has to hold some smoke, and whether you want Conte in or out, you have to be able to criticize his thing on the play. That's what I think Savva's trying to get towards. Is saying with this guy, regardless of the backing, he as a manager, you have to do with the best abilities of this squad. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. With this
He's
current
got
crop,
squads
with this
than Jose
this
Nuno
current
had
crop of
by a
squad,
mile.
Dan. By the way, I'm just going to ask you just a simple question. With this current squad that you saw on the field or that was available today, if you told me, if you put a different manager in that's a little bit more attacking, a little bit more adventurous, do you reckon they could have taken this AC Milan side or not?
Absolutely not.
You think this
You
AC
bring in
Milan?
Pep
So you think this
Guardiola.
AC Milan team is
You
that
bring in
good?
Pep Guardiola. You bring in Pep Guardiola, and he won't be able to do anything with these players.
But why do you know? But do you think? Look, all right, cool. Let me give you another situation then. Eric Ten Hag came into Man United. Yes, you don't have a Casemiro, and yes, you don't have the amount of money that Man United possess. But we still had issues here and there. We still had some average crop of players. McTominay got the best out of him at the start of the season when he needed him. Fred has now become a wonder. Wan-Bissaka seems like he knows how to play football all over again. You know, Palestri, little players like this.
Rashford.
The Lowe's just got the best. Rashford is another mystery. It's not really a mystery. He's just look. The confidence was on the floor. Yeah, and now it's right up there, the best. Are you telling me a manager couldn't come in and sort that out just to beat this Milan side? Just to beat this, because this Milan side, when you think about it, Cristian Romero had Leao absolutely in his pocket until he done that stupidness. So that's why I say, don't you think another manager, a bit more adventurous, that maybe a bit more of a man manager, even if this squad is an average, could have beaten that Milan side?
Well, maybe there's a chance anything could happen in football, but in my opinion, they wouldn't. In my opinion, we've seen that with other type of managers. Pochettino, he's lost these type of games. So it's not just, oh yeah, well, an attacking manager would have won this game. No, because we've seen that we've had attacking managers and we've seen this before and it hasn't happened.
Yeah, but the thing is, we're picking the anomalies. I see this a lot. Now, listen, I'm not even the biggest Poch fan, right? But we're picking anomalies. Like when people talk about Poch, they go, "Yeah, Poch lost to Colchester. Yeah, but Poch also got to 2 FA Cup semi-finals, a League Cup final, a Champions League final, and entertained the fans." Conte, there is no one that's going to tell me that the players we had out on that pitch tonight shouldn't have been more adventurous. A Harry Redknapp, for example, would have gone out there and gone, "Guys, right? Don't worry so much about the tactics. Go out there and attack them. Go out there, wide players, go and beat your men. Yeah, push up, press." Conte does this game after game after game, and
there's no plan B. No plan B.
Shocking.
And let's be honest, that AC Milan side is not all that.
It's not.
They've got one world-class player in Theo Hernandez.
Neither was Sheffield.
Well, exactly.
That's
And
what
Conte got that
we're
one as
saying.
well.
That's what we're saying. And it goes
Conte
back to
got
the
that
fact that
one as
Conte
well.
has no
And
plan
Wolves.
B.
Yeah,
Conte wasn't even there.
But in the
I
future,
swear.
but Dan,
I
Stellini
was
looked like
hearing
he
people-
got something out of the players. In 3 weeks, you've gone out of 3 trophies, 3 cups, and you're
But
definitely.
But here's
not
the thing
winning
I'm telling you, Kaz. Here's the thing I'm telling you. There's this thing in football called the new manager bounce. And people like to call it a curse and all this and superstition, but it's actually not a superstition. It's a mentality type of thing. When a new manager comes in, there's a bounce.
So what I'm trying
That's
to say,
what that
I
was.
get your players are not good enough.
Wait,
and I'm not
wait.
getting. I'm
Nah,
not getting.
you don't,
go on,
we don't,
Jordz.
I'm not being funny. Wait, Stellini instilled the same tactics as Conte. There's no difference between them.
There's
He's
no
not
difference.
training
No
tactics.
Okay, so when he
There's no
started
difference.
winning, people were saying
Wait,
sack
wait,
Conte
no,
and bring in
Dan,
Stellini. Now that he
let's-
started
wait,
losing,
Dan,
Who was
Dan,
saying
let's
that?
get something straight. Let's get something straight.
people.
Stellini and Conte are the same man. They literally do. They do the same training sessions. If Conte's not there, Stellini's going to be doing what Conte tells him to do. He said that in a press conference. He said he doesn't make a move without getting Conte's go ahead to say yes. So it's the same thing. We looked good in those games. That's fine. We looked
Jordz.
shit in the games preceding that because we're
Jordz.
just not that good.
Sheffield
Conte-
United, right? Imagine you're going to Sheffield United, right, against one centre forward who is 37 years of age, and our management decide that we need 5 defenders and 2 defensive midfielders, and then our fans go, "We've lost to Sheffield United, Levy and Enoch." No, Sheffield United had 2 No, hang on, Dan. Sheffield United had a 37-year-old up front who has never succeeded in the Premier League. They had 2 19-year-olds in midfield that have both played 1 game each this season, right? I'm sorry. I cannot hear that because Harry Kane didn't play against Sheffield United, we didn't go through. It is unbelievable, right? You want to know? I'll tell you right now, Dan. I'll tell you right now. You want to know why more people won't join the Levy Enoch out bandwagon? You want to know why?
Why? Because we don't show that we actually care about the football club and we just care about
No,
having a
no,
nice
Dan, no, see,
stadium
but
to go
that's
and
what's
watch
been
every
ingrained
weekend.
into you, Dan. Do you know why? I'm telling you why. People tell me why they don't want to join it. Because no matter what happens, they're blamed. They are blamed because we got knocked out to Sheffield United's B team. B team. Sheffield United made 8 changes due to injury and illness. We get knocked out and people like you go, "Levy, no." I'm Levy out as well, Dan. But I can't blame them when we lose to Sheffield United.
Quick one before you respond, Dan. Big up
Madness.
Mojis. I told him on text, by the way, just couldn't get it in the time because I think Jordz and Dan were in between 2 something. So big up for the super chat. He says, I told him, he said, quick Deji, blame City for this too. As well as C Niak says Tottenham is a trophy vortex. Fucking hell, these guys.
Okay, so let me reply to that, Savva. So I have also spoken to people that are not Levy out, and they say that they don't really care, and they just want to have a place that they can go on the weekend, and they could just watch football, and they can enjoy it.
But they're not your target audience, Dan. This is the problem.
So then the target audience is, and let me respond to the other part that they're always getting blamed. And rightfully so, they're always getting blamed, Savva.
No.
Haven't you learned the fact that we have lost under every single type of manager in these type of games?
No, but that's not
How
true.
is it on the managers?
That
Surely
is-
at one point, Savva, you have to
Context,
realize.
bro. Context.
Context. Thank you. The problem is these people. Listen, do you know what? They pushed me. I'm still leaving it out, but these people that literally go, "We lose to Sheffield United, Levy," right? What they do here, guys, and I do need to bounce in a minute, right? What they do here is they pluck games. So we go, Jose lost to Zagreb, right? Poch lost to Colchester. What these people fail to do is they fail to tell you about when we didn't get knocked out. So they failed to tell you that Poch got to 2 finals and then 2 further semi-finals. So he didn't get knocked out to lesser teams.
Weren't we in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup last year?
They failed. Yes, and Conte managed 1 game leading up to the final. One game, mate. One game.
And the FA Cup, didn't we beat Portsmouth? Didn't we beat Portsmouth? In the first year of Pochettino, did we get to a final?
Yes.
Which one?
We got to a League Cup final.
Got the League Cup
2015.
In the first year of Pochettino.
Yes.
The first year of Pochettino. Yes.
Yes.
Did we win? Did we win?
We lost.
But that's
It was
not
against
on
Chelsea.
Levy.
It was a wait. It wasn't on Levy. It was a Jose Mourinho Chelsea side that had just won the league. It was a better team than
under
us.
Jose Mourinho. Didn't we make the Carabao Cup final?
Yes.
Did we win it? No.
You're arguing against your own point.
Bro? What point
You're
are you
arguing against your own point, Dan. You say, Dan, that we get knocked out to these teams every year. We don't. You select the ones that we did. Huh?
Recently, we really have. But what I'm saying is that these embarrassing results. Let me finish. Not on the Conte. Did you not remember Dinamo Zagreb? That was one of the most embarrassing days of being a Tottenham fan in my life.
Right.
Do you not remember Dinamo Zagreb?
But didn't Jose get to another final? Conte hasn't managed to get to a single.
And he got sacked 12 days before.
Conte has not managed to get us past the quarterfinal.
And he also on a heavy wage as well, to be fair.
We made it to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup last year.
No, he managed one game en route, Dan.
I know it's not an achievement, but exactly, it's not an achievement.
So just to conclude, obviously, we can probably go over this all day. I've got to wrap up in the next few minutes. The context is Dan, you want Conte in as long as he gets backed, but you don't believe it's going to happen regardless. But Savva's saying obviously different. Conte probably needs to go. He's probably just not the right fit for Tottenham in general anyways, regardless of the owners or not. That's his stance. And I think Jordz and Callum are kind of on the same path as well. And he's not exactly, Jordz isn't exactly a Conte outer anyways.
I actually, again, I've been a fan of Conte. I just don't believe he's going to get back to this club. I don't feel like he's been back to this club. But then I also hold him accountable, like Savva said, for these types of games where we've just not been good enough. The team's not shown enough tactical nous, and he hasn't shown no plan B. And during the in-game, he didn't do enough to change the game as it was going on to make us any better. So Conte's at fault. The club's at fault. It's both of them. But I'm still Conte in at this point. I want Tottenham to do best with Conte because I think he can, but it's not going to happen. He's going to leave by the end of the season if he doesn't get sacked in the morning. And if he is going to, if he's not going to stay and he's not going to get a new contract, then you might as well sack him. Let's start.
Last question. Just going to quickly do a round.
Let me just say my last thing before I leave.
Go on.
Let me just say my last thing before I go. I don't understand where the narrative is that just because he's been brought in and just because he's not going to get back, that it's his fault. Surely then every single particle of blame should go to Daniel Levy. And I'm not hearing that it's just an excuse. It's not an excuse that it's going to change, that it's not going to change. If you want to sit here and say that it was the wrong appointment from the beginning, then I understand. But at this certain point in time,
I have said that.
Yeah, but then don't say that it's his fault.
But I can.
So what? But because we think that he's just absolved for any blame.
But he doesn't take any blame.
Okay, so that's just accepting the fact that without those type of players, he won't do it, and without those type of players, he's not going to get. And instead of blaming the board, and instead of protesting, which would make a difference. And by the way, the whole Plan B argument is BS because without his Plan B, he's won trophies at every other club he's gone to. So the whole Plan B
is what trophies he's won at Inter Milan, big man. I don't support Inter Milan.
Exactly, that's the problem. You don't care. It's blinded. Everything else that he's done at every single other club, you don't care about. That's the problem.
Okay, Dan, let me just let me talk about my club. This is the problem, Dan. This is the problem. You're so far past the line of Levy and Enoch that all of a context, no one can debate with you. No one can put any context in front of you.
We're debating it right now, and I'm telling you that it's impossible.
Let me finish, Dan. Right? One, I did say from the beginning, Conte is a manager, right? Let me tell you this. Everyone thinks I hate Conte. I hate his style, but I admit the man is a winner. Now, the problem with winners, Dan, is you hire winners to win immediately. You don't hire winners to build a project, right? Two, Conte was brought in on an 18-month contract. So before people like you tell me, right, that, oh, it's not Conte, we've got to get behind him. The guy signed an 18-month contract for a reason. It was a marriage of convenience between Conte and the owners. The reason I don't want him here is because do I expect him to win trophies? No. I'm not blaming him for not winning any trophies. Do I expect him to beat Sheffield United, Wolves, Villa, Leicester, Nottingham Forest B team, AC Milan over two legs where we had 3 shots on target in 180 minutes? Yes, I do. And the problem is the fact that you can't put, I can put blame everywhere. There's a big pie, right? There's a big pie of blame. Blame for Paratici, blame for Conte, blame for the owners. But you can only go, the whole pie goes to Levy and Enoch, which means Conte gets to go, cigar out, I'm doing a great job for 15 to 18 million a year because all these people back me.
Fair enough. Oh,
Okay,
wait, quick question before I wrap up, because we can get hot about this all day long, trust me. But what I was gonna say is, so if Conte was to go by the morning or even next week or whatever,
can I just give you a statement that Conte said, Cass, just now, like a recent statement that links into this?
Oh, go on.
He's literally just said, "I'm under contract at Tottenham. Then we will decide at the end of the season with the club. My contract expires in June. We will see. They might sack me even before the end of the season. Who knows? Maybe they're disappointed." He's asking for the sack.
He's asking for the sack.
He
So
doesn't
I'm
want to
telling
be
you
here.
now, when I said before, Sanchez, that Sanchez
substitution.
See, that Sanchez substitution told me everything I need to know because of that statement now. Look, if he used to
I've
go,
got to go, Kaz.
big up. I'm going to wrap up right now anyway.
Much love, guys.
Much
Much
love.
love. Dan, love you.
Quick
It's just
one.
football, right? It's just football. Much love.
Yeah, just quick one before you guys go. If he does get sacked, give me one manager who you want in. Don't copy each other.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who comes in.
Ted Lasso.
At the end of the day.
I'm being
I'll give you
serious.
a realistic
I don't
one.
care. Ted Lasso.
All right, Ted Lasso.
If it's not Poch, bring me someone like Luis Enrique. Bring me someone who can play some football, man.
Luis Enrique, that's a big shout, by the way. Dan, who would be, honestly, who would you look towards?
There's nobody. Like,
When
anybody.
I'm going to say this quick one, the club must go on, football goes on, life goes on.
I know that, but there's nobody that would bring this club success. So
Cool,
I'll
give you a couple names. I'll be looking at one.
Ryan Mason.
De Zerbi and Amorim. Ruben Amorim. I think that would be my two choices. I think Ruben Amorim's got a good project to be at Tottenham as well. De Zerbi, I think so. I think De Zerbi is a great shout. If you go get someone like Scott Parker, what's his name up in Leicester as well, Brendan Rodgers, that is not the fit. You need someone who's ambitious and who's young and is really hungry. I think De Zerbi, even though he might cost a bit, I think he would definitely be a great shout because he plays good attacking football and different styles of football you're used to. But anyways,
Guys,
I'm gonna wrap it up.
I'll tell you this.
Go on.
If that happens, I'll tell you this one thing. We'll start off winning. We'll win 5 games in a row. Everybody will say we're going to win the Champions League. We're going to win the Premier League.
We also
and then he's going to end up getting sacked.
We also thought that when Eric Ten Hag came in, we got PTSD and everything like that. And it don't matter. We spend 100 million or 200 million and it still goes tits up. But anyways, big up everyone that's here. Make sure you smash the like on the way out. Make sure you check Dan and Savva's channel down below in the description below as well. Big up for them. Big up Deji for coming on. You can check their socials, Callum's socials. If you like the way Callum talks, you know it's there. You see Callum_cabs. Jordz is always around for Jordz. Check him out on Twitter and also his TikTok. I should put that in there. Really, I'm going to start putting that in the description. So you can go check out that. Do-Rag Diaries. But other than that, bless for everyone jumping on. This is a little video quickly before we go for what Deji done. You could potentially get an easy route to the final.
Bruv, I can see.
You're not going to win it, so what's it
Let
matter?
me give you the run-in live on this show. It's an exclusive tonight on Never a Foul. Tottenham running to the
There's a reason that
final.
video's not playing, man.
Maybe
beat AC Milan.
You can't hear it.
Chelsea.
Get Dortmund next. Get Benfica into Milan final. There you go.
There you go. All right, guys, in a bit. Love to hear it, and we'll be back tomorrow.